Ladies and gents, welcome back to In Rhythm Podcast, episode 12. Graham and I are very excited to be welcoming our draft analyst for the NFL draft, Gavin PA. Gavin, he has no credentials other than he's a huge football fan.
Absolutely.
So, Gavin, thank you for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man, let's get rolling. All right, so Gavin, NFL drafts tomorrow. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars on the clock at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Who are they going with?
Can't overthink this pick at all. This has been the pick for the last 3 years. It's Trevor Lawrence out of Clemson, without a doubt. They need a guy to come in and change the franchise. He's the guy to do it.
Yeah.
Graham, what do you think on that?
I'm gonna have to agree with that one. I think it's a given. I think he's already getting involved with the charities down in Jacksonville. I think he's already learning the playbook, so pretty sure that's a lock right there.
Do you think that's going to be a good match between him and Urban Meyer? Do you think they're going to play?
I think they can play to each other's strengths very well. Urban Meyer is one of the great college coaches. Trevor Lawrence is one of the great college players. There hasn't been much success of college coaches come to the NFL, but who knows? Urban Meyer might be different.
Right, and I heard someone say that they might go after Travis Etienne in the second round, Jacksonville, to give Trevor Lawrence some familiarity at the running back position. Gavin, could you potentially see Jacksonville going after some weapons for him in the second round and later on in the draft?
Yeah, I think this is a deep class for the weapon guys. Like, there's a lot of good running backs, a lot of good receivers, a couple good tight ends. So, they definitely have plenty of. They've got 5 picks in the top 65. I don't see a way that they could skip over the weapon guys because, looking at what Jacksonville has, We've got a couple receivers. They got a good running back, but you can't do much with just a few guys. You need a lot of talent around a rookie guy to let him succeed.
Makes sense. Graham, do you think the Jaguars are going to turn around quickly, or do you think they're going to stay down for a while?
I think it's that saying, you gotta stay down till you come up. And I think they're just gonna be in the trenches, but you need the guy to lead you through the trenches. I think that's Trevor Lawrence. It might take a little bit, but I think they have their guy, and that's what you need to start.
Do you think they're going to get the Baker Mayfield effect going? Like a couple years down bad, but then, change the culture.
I guess he changed the culture, but I think Trevor Lawrence is above Baker Mayfield.
Hey, man, let's hope. Let's hope he's not a bust. That'd be very bad. All right. Pick number 2. As long as there's no trades in the next 24 hours, we're going to see that the New York Jets will be picking second. Gavin, I think they're going QB. Which one do they have their eyes on?
I think this is another right in stone at Zach Wilson. They've fallen in love with him through the whole draft process. It's such an easy pick. They can't mess up here.
Okay, and you don't think the whole not playing in a Power 5 conference is going to hurt him? Do you think he'll adjust to the NFL quickly?
I think if anyone in the draft outside of Lawrence is the guy to do it, I think he's the guy. He's got the fire that we saw with Baker Mayfield, and we saw how he could come into the league and alter a franchise. So with a new coach and Robert Saleh, I think Zach Wilson's the guy in New York.
Okay, Graham, do you have any disagreements or agreements on that one?
No, I completely agree. Gavin's spot on, per usual. I was just going to say that my Carolina Panthers took Sam Darnold from that franchise, so they're obviously going quarterback, and it's definitely going to be Zach Wilson.
Yeah, the BYU man. San Francisco, they're the third pick. They traded 3 first-round picks to get up here, or they trade a lot. They trade a lot of assets to get where they are right now. Gavin, why did they do that?
It's obviously a quarterback. I think this is where the draft really starts. The first 2 picks are set in stone, really. So I've been hearing a lot of talk about maybe it's Fields, maybe it's Trey Lance, but I think it's got to be Mac Jones. It's just a perfect fit for the Shanahan offense. He's a lot like Jimmy Garoppolo. So it's a great fit for them.
Graham?
That's interesting. I've heard those names in discussion. Yeah, this is definitely when the draft starts. The first 2 are locks. I'm hearing Trey Lance from my sources, aka Colin Cowherd. Trey Lance, I don't know if I believe in him. I really don't. North Dakota State quarterback didn't even play this year, so I don't know if he's the guy. I think Mac Jones is better fit for that system, like Gavin said. So you could see a couple quarterbacks. I think it's down to Mac Jones and Trey Lance. I'm gonna go Trey Lance just for the fun of it.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah, I think like they're definitely picking a quarterback, but I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm a little biased because I'm a big Jimmy G fan because he's from the Patriot he's from the Patriots. But why are they worried about a quarterback? Like when Jimmy G, I know there's health concerns, but when he's on the field, bro, they have like a 700 winning percentage. Like he's the man in that system.
I think, like you said, he's the man in that system, but he's just a system guy. I think they could get a lot better at quarterback. Get a guy that they think can be not just a system guy, but a franchise guy. Can work in any system, can transcend the system, and just be the best quarterback in his division, which is going to be hard in that division. That's a stacked quarterback division.
That's
yeah,
facts.
like Graham and I were saying a couple episodes ago, we feel bad for any quarterback that ventures to the NFC West. You're down
Scary
bad.
sight right there.
Yeah.
All right, Graham, pick number 4, Atlanta Falcons. Graham, what do you think is going to happen there?
Here's the thing. I'm a Panthers fan. I don't want to see the Falcons win. I don't want to see them win. But I think they're going to do Kyle Pitts. I've heard some, rumbling on Twitter. That man's a freak of nature, so if they get him, that offense is going to be scary. I don't know about the collective unit as the Falcons, but I think they're going to go Pitts, and that could be a scary offense.
I definitely agree with that. I mean, Arthur Smith coming over from Tennessee, that was a tight end heavy attack on offense. They have a poor tight end room. I can't even name a tight end on their roster. And I think Kyle Pitts is going to be the best player in this draft class outside of Trevor Lawrence. He's that great of a talent.
Okay, well, I'm not going to disagree with that. Cincinnati Bengals picking number 5. They got Joey B coming back from his torn ACL. They were very competitive last year, right? So we're thinking they're in a tough division, but maybe they can win like 6 or 7 games this year if everything goes right. What are they going to need to help that cause? What are they going with at pick 5, Gavin?
Pick 5, this is going to be a bit controversial, but I think they're going to go with Jamar Chase. I mean, it's a deep tackle class, so they can pass on Penei Sewell and Rashawn Slater and be comfortable getting a guy that they like at pick 33 or early in the second round, wherever they pick. So I think getting Joe Burrow, a guy who's familiar with Chase, and Chase being such a great wide receiver prospect, people are saying he's the best prospect since Julio Jones. I mean, that's some great company to be in. I think Cincinnati can't go wrong with either Chase or Sewell, but I think they'll go with Chase.
Okay. Graham, you had a little smirk there when you said that.
Well, no, that's because I love Jamar Chase. I'm an LSU fan, so I love that. I wanted to see him paired up. I was thinking they were going to go Sewell, that the tackle is a very important position. But you know what? I want to see Jamar Chase on the Bengals, too. I do.
It would be a lot of fun to watch that offense.
100%.
Go Tugs.
Don't try and be Coach Orgeron.
He'll be tuned into those Bengals games. Hey, same thing, like Bengal Tiger, same thing. I like that.
You're on a roll, Will.
Yes, sir. Okay, 6. Philly traded out of this. Miami Dolphins are picking. Wait, Gavin, so you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan. What do you think about what do you think about Philadelphia trading this pick?
Initially, I was very, very upset. I was looking at the draft board. I was seeing Jamar Chase falling right into our lap, and I was very excited about that. And Howie Roseman crushed my dreams, as he always does. But now that I think about it, next year, as long as Carson Wentz plays at 75% of games, 3 first-round picks, that's an instant reset on a franchise. So I'm fine with the trade now.
And so what do you think Miami's going to do with that? They need to help Tua out.
Definitely need to help Tua out. So I think they're going to go for another guy from Alabama, go with Jalen Waddle, get that college connection. Get him a guy he's familiar with. A lot of people think he might be better than Jamar Chase, which I don't see it, but he's still a great player. People are comparing him to Tyreek Hill. I mean, that's a great guy to be compared to. I think Jalen Waddle's the guy there.
Yeah. I think Tua would be okay with having Tyreek Hill installed to his offense, so that'd be nice. So that's cool. Graham, what you thinking? What are you thinking?
I think the same thing. I think Waddle. I think he's better than Smith, or he's gonna translate better than Devontae Smith, his teammate in the NFL. I actually had the Dolphins picking Waddle, so we're on the same wavelengths right now.
Let's see if it translates to 7. The Detroit Lions pick 7. And I know nothing about that sorry franchise. All I know is that they're terrible. And now Jared Goff's their quarterback. So what are they doing here? Are they going quarterback? Or are they going to get someone to develop under Goff? What are they doing? Or are they going a different need?
I definitely not a quarterback here. I think they might. I don't think Jared Goff's the guy, but they might think he is. I don't know, but I think that this is where Penei Sewell goes. The new coach. I'm blanking on his name, but he's an offensive line guy. So I mean, in his interview, he was talking about getting guys that are bullies, road graders. So that fits the bill for Penei Sewell.
Yeah, no, you got to, because I mean, if Jamar Chase does go to the Bengals, then that means, all right, who the Lions gonna take? They gotta take one of the best players available at the one of those important positions. It's gonna be Sewell. It's pretty simple.
All right, I like that. I like that math. So Dan Campbell's the coach of the Lions, by the way, Gavin. I know you were blanking on him.
Yeah.
I wanted to correct you. We're all about making sure people know what they're doing on
Absolutely, got to be correct.
Yes, sir. Hey, you're doing a great job. Graham, I'm gonna let you take this one. Pick number 8.
Okay.
You know who is picking. It's
Carolina
all you. Carolina
Panthers.
Panthers.
Yes, sir. Okay. So at this point, Justin Fields might still be there. And today, as we're recording, Teddy Bridgewater was traded away to the Denver Broncos. So it's an empty QB room. They're not going to pick up his 5th-year option. They're going to let Sam Darnold play it out, see what happens. So I'm thinking they're still looking quarterback here. So I'm thinking, well, this is what I want. So this is what we're thinking. Justin Fields is going to be the pick. Spend a year under Sam Darnold. If he doesn't pan out, it doesn't matter because we got a first-round QB. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, I like what you're thinking. Gavin, do you agree with that sentiment?
I think it's definitely in the picture, but I mean, Sam Darnold was just. I think Sam Darnold was just bad because he was with Adam Gase, honestly. So I think
agree with
maybe,
that also.
I think maybe getting him on with offensive coordinator. What's his name?
Oh, Joe Brady.
Joe Brady. Getting him with an offensive mind like Joe Brady, I think that could do wonders for him. So I'm going with Rashawn Slater in this spot. Get Sam Darnold some offensive line help. I think the Panthers O-line hasn't been that great in recent years. So, I mean, Slater's a guy that can play all 5 positions on the line. That's a great value pick for them.
I'll give my 2 cents on this one, too. I'm kind of with Gavin here because you just traded to get Sam Darnold, right? So, and he's already had, like, kind of a turbulent couple of years in the NFL. I wouldn't want to bring in more competition for him when you could be helping him out in this year because there's always a top quarterback prospect each year. And if you guys aren't going to be great this year, you're going to have another chance next year if Darnold doesn't pan out. But I'd kind of give him some, clarity and some calmness this year, see what he can do without a lot of QB competition because he's really had a turbulent career so far. So give the man some slack this year. I think he's ready to be a Panther, Sam Darnold.
Oh, yeah, no. I believe in Sam Darnold. I've trusted him. I'm just saying, might be a quarterback, but I would love an offensive line also. There's also rumors that they might trade back. They've been talking to some teams, so one of them being the Patriots, so we'll see what happens.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Fields. Okay. All right. We'll talk about New England in 15 because they might move up. We'll see. But next, I think this is going to be a good football team next year. But I don't know if Drew Lock's the man to be leading them. They're also in the AFC West. So I think they're just going to be a solid team, but they're going to be a tough out. The Denver Broncos. Where are they going, Gavin?
So, interestingly enough, I have New England trading up at this slot and taking your guy, Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so as far as Denver goes, they just traded for Teddy Bridgewater. Maybe they're giving them a competition year, and maybe they think they'll either be good or bad enough to get a quarterback top of the first round next year. So I think they can trade back and get the guy that they want, and New England gets the guy that they need. They need a quarterback. That's a clear need for them, and I think Justin Fields is the pick to New England at 9.
So, Gavin, I'll give you my perspective after you go. And Graham, you got yours too. You get your chance too. Do you think Justin Fields will start for New England? Or do you think he'll sit under Cam?
I think they'll go in with the competition. but not really. They'll say it's a competition, not really. I think Cam Newton will get the start for the first part of the year until he starts to break down, and they'll get Justin Fields in there.
All right, Graham, go ahead.
Okay, well, I got the Broncos keeping the pick because, I wasn't thinking about trades, I just got my brain up here. So I got them keeping the pick. I still got that slot going quarterback. Since I already mocked Trey Lance going earlier, on my board, Mac Jones is still available. So that's why I got going there. I really don't know if the Broncos are going to be good. I know you said they might, but I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I mean like competitive. Like I don't mean like playoffs or anything like that, but I just feel like their defense is tough, and I feel like they're gonna get one against Kansas City, and they'll win like 5 to 7 games.
Okay.
But they won't be. They'll just be like a competitive team that teams are like, oh crap, we gotta play Denver this week.
Okay, I can get that vibe. I can get that vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. So Gavin, your arch nemesis, the Dallas Cowboys, pick after Denver. And ultimately, Dak's going to be coming back. I don't know how healthy he'll be coming into the season, but when he's healthy, he's a top 10 quarterback for sure. So, where are we going with Dallas on pick 10? Grant, stop smirking because I said it's the show.
That's my B.
All right, so with pick 10, this is going to be a pick that I'm really upset with. I think Dallas is going to go with Patrick Surtain out of Alabama. He's easily the best cornerback in this draft class, and I personally would love him as a Philadelphia Eagle, but I think Jerry Jones can't overlook that secondary any longer. And getting him with Trevon Diggs, get that Alabama secondary connection together, I think that's got to be the pick.
So, Gavin, you're a big I've seen a trend. You like guys who are going to be going to teams with guys that they're familiar playing with. I like that.
Yeah. I think especially with the shortened season and all the weirdness that came from the pandemic in college football, I think it's going to be really important this year to get guys that are familiar with each other so they can help each other develop. So, I mean, that's just so important, getting guys to develop right and getting them in a comfortable situation.
Hey, good insight. Graham, what do you think Dallas is doing?
Okay, so I haven't mocked Slater yet, so I feel like they might, if he was there, I feel like they could take him. But I also think that secondary is a need for them. The only cornerback that comes to my mind is I think his name J.C. Horn, I think. So I'm just gonna go with Slater, but J.C. Horn's on my mind.
Okay. I'm glad he's on your mind. New York Giants. Where are they going? Pick 11.
New York Giants, I have them taking Jalen Phillips out of Miami. And this is a pick that I'm not so sure about. I think it could easily be Kwity Paye from Michigan, but Phillips he's got all the talent in the world. He's got the size and speed, everything you need in defensive lineman. The only issue is that he was injured a lot in college. He had a lot of concussions. He had to retire from football. Then he transferred from UCLA to Miami and picked back up right where he was. And I think it's an iffy pick, but I think it would be a good pick for the Giants.
So do you think he would be higher if he didn't have his concussion issues?
I definitely think he would be. I think he would be an easy top 5 pick. He's got that kind of talent. The only issues are his injury issues.
Okay. Graham, you got anything on the G-Men?
The man on my mind, J.C. Horn. I think that's where he's landing.
Okay. Okay. Gavin, you got this next pick. From San Francisco through Miami, Philadelphia Eagles have the 12th pick in this year's NFL draft. Gavin, is Howie going to blow another one?
I sure hope not. I mean, there's plenty of guys on the board that I think are going to be good players. At this slot, I could easily see it being a wide receiver, but right now I have it as J.C. Horn going cornerback. Get a nice defensive guy for Jonathan Gannon, nice physical corner that he likes to work with, and it's a deep receiver class, so they can easily move up in the first round with 37th pick. Maybe Zach Ertz gets thrown in there, or just stay there and get a guy that they like.
Okay. Graham, you got any insight to give?
Yeah, I'm going to go Devontae Smith here, only because Brian Downey, shout out Brian, even though he doesn't watch this, shout him out. I'm going to go Devontae Smith because he hates him. He doesn't believe in Devontae Smith, so just for the sake of that, I'm going to pick Devontae Smith right here.
Okay. Yeah, Brian, stick at that. Yeah, okay. So, I don't care who the Eagles get because they're going to be Garbo anyway. Jalen Hurts is a fraudulent. I wouldn't even say superstar. He's just like a fraudulent guy. So,
Wow. That's his character.
Oh, man.
That's his character.
So, Los Angeles Chargers here at 13. We got the boy Wonder and Herbert. That panned out really well. People are saying that they're going to compete for the playoff spot this year. What are they going to do at 13?
I think they got to protect their franchise. Get Christian Darrisaw. He's a bully on the offensive line. Great left tackle to be the bodyguard for Justin Herbert for years to come.
Okay, Graham.
I will say, you lost me here. I'm out of players in my mind, but I will say, Justin Herbert was on my fantasy team, and that man's a baller. So get him all the help he needs.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah. All right, next. So, Gabby, it looks like you're going to be running the show from there on, so grab the steering wheel, my boy. All right, Minnesota Vikings. They had the 14th pick, Gavin. What are they doing?
This is another one that I have them trading. I have Chicago trading up to 14 to grab Trey Lance. That would be a great pick for them. And Minnesota in this situation gets down to 20, and they get the guy they would have taken at 14 in Kwity Paye, I think. For Chicago, they get the quarterback of their future. They get a guy that they've never had a quarterback in their whole history. So, I mean, getting a guy like that could change they've got a great defense, get just a quarterback away, I think they are. And for Michigan, they definitely need offensive line help, but it's a deep offensive line class, like I've said. So getting an edge rusher to pair with Danielle Hunter would be a big need for them.
Okay. See, I like that analysis a lot. But my one thing is, so Chicago then, they'll have Nick Foles. Is he still on the Bears?
Yeah.
They'll have Nick Foles. They just have a lot of average guys. So do you think Trey Lance is going to become average if he kind of is under I don't know. Like, I kind of feel like when you're around average people, you kind of stay average. Like
Bars.
I think it's got to be a big swing from Chicago. I mean, their GM and head coach have had a couple bad drafts in a row. They've traded up for some horrible players, wasted a lot of draft picks. So I think they have to go big on this one.
Okay,
They can't mess around and just start out the season with Nick Foles and Andy Dalton. That's
so they're gonna start Trey Lance. Is that what you're saying, or just roster Trey Lance?
I think that's an interesting question. I don't know if Trey Lance is quite ready to just jump into the NFL right now, playing at FCS level and not playing for a whole year. And I'm a little biased, but Nick Foles is a great guy to learn under. So, I mean.
Yeah. I guess he's all right. Yeah. All right, so we're set. So going off Gavin's, New England trade not to 9 to get their boy in Justin Fields. And so Denver's on the clock now at 15. Gavin, who do you have Denver going for?
I think Denver gets the guy they wanted at 9 all along. I think they get Parsons from Penn State. He's a great linebacker. I think their defense needs a little bit of help. They went big on the secondary this offseason. They got Von Miller coming back, Bradley Chubb. He's great. No need for defensive line. So I think linebacker is the pick here, and Micah Parsons.
So it just strengthens Denver's defense. It's going to be tough. Okay, interesting. So we're going to continue with this draft process after our short break. We're going to, divvy it up because, it's just the draft takes a while. I wanted to get you guys' take. You both are University of Delaware students, and I saw that the University of Delaware defeated Sacred Heart in the first round of the playoffs for the FCS. So now they're in the round, 8 teams are left. What are you guys thinking about UD winning the FCS championship this year? Is that potentially a thing?
Pretty sure if we win, we have to play number 1 team in the country, or that might be if we win, don't we have to play North Dakota State? Yeah.
I think it's South Dakota State.
South Dakota State. One of the Dakotas. They some bad boys. I don't know how possible it is, but it's good to see them boys making a run. That's what I'll say.
I think Delaware's got the defense to do it. I mean, defense wins championships, and their defense has been dominating all season. I think I was at the game last Saturday, and it was a sloppy offensive night. They couldn't get Dejoun Lee going, but I think if they can just get the offense from real sloppy to just average what they've been doing, I think the defense can take them pretty far.
Now here's my second question. Bram, I know you're a business major. I'm going to ask a business question here.
Okay.
So this year, in FCS football, they're playing spring football.
Yeah, they are.
Do you think that's an advantage for the FCS to be playing in the spring rather than the fall because they have less competition from the higher levels, so they get more attention on these games? Do you think this could be, and like if they played next year, they have a really quick turnaround for the fall. Do you think that is something that they should think about doing, like always playing in the spring, so they have more attention gravitated towards them, maybe?
That was a very business question. Actually don't know. If that
Generate
was-
some more revenue?
But, I mean, I don't know how safe it is to go right into the fall season, then playing football again. I mean, they might get some injuries going. So, I
Your
mean,
body needs some breaks.
exactly. You know all about that, Mr. Injury. So, yeah, I think it would be cool to, have it in the spring, mix it up from, the two little sections. So, maybe it could be a future thing. I don't know how well it did, It was hard. It's probably hard to tell with the COVID and, limited fans and, so I don't know if the revenue is accurate. But, I think it definitely will be cool. Maybe bring some shine on the FCS, You never know.
Kevin, how about you? You're exercise science, right?
Yeah.
So you're not really a business guy per se, but you can still do this basic,
He won't be able to answer if he didn't take the business class, so.
True. I don't know if you're ready for this cost analysis type stuff. But anyway, go ahead.
I
What do you
think
think?
it would be great for the FCS, but not great for the players. I mean, every year there's 10 to 15 guys from the FCS getting drafted, and if they are playing their games throughout the whole draft process, teams aren't going to be. The teams get to know these players months in advance. So if they're playing right up to the draft, I think it's really not good for the guys trying to get drafted.
That's
So that's
facts.
why he's the analyst. That's a good point, Gavin. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, you're just thinking about that money.
I was just thinking about that money, man. But that's why we have Gavin to balance it out. All right. So, after that little FCS football break, I'm cheering for UD, man. Let's go Hens. Like, why not?
Roll Hens.
Win the whole damn thing. Come on. So we're going. So Gavin just said that Denver's going defense with 10 minutes left. Holy crap. Okay.
That's okay. Lock in.
What? Here
Tighten-
we go.
tighten
Yeah,
up.
All right, Gavin. We're going speed around for these last picks. All right. Arizona
round.
Cardinals, go.
Arizona Cardinals, Devontae Smith. They get a guy to replace Larry Fitzgerald. Get another weapon for Kyler Murray in that offensive attack. I think that's a great pick.
Yeah. Okay. 17. Las Vegas Raiders.
Las Vegas Raiders. They basically cut their entire offensive line. I think they go with Elijah Vera Tucker. He's a guy that can play all 5 positions. I think that's just a great way to get a kick started back on the offensive line.
Hold on, before we go, that guy is actually good. I know that name. That's actually a good pick. All right, you
He's
continue.
Thanks,
He's a guy
man.
that I
Okay.
really like.
At 18, we have the Miami Dolphins picking. Wait, is this your second pick for this draft? No. Wait, yeah, second time.
Second first round pick.
Yep, second first round pick.
I've got them going with the linebacker out of Kentucky, Jamin Davis. I think their linebackers are their only weak spot on defense. I think they settled their offensive needs in the sixth pick. I think Jamin Davis is a great fit for them.
Okay, nice. The Washington football team. First, I'm going to say I think they're going to be a playoff team again. I think they're winning the NFC East. What's going to help them do that this year?
I think they go with Jeremiah Usu-Koromoa out of Notre Dame. He's a hybrid linebacker safety. He can play whatever they need them to do in the defense, and I think that just makes their defense stronger against a weak offensive NFC East.
Chase Young should just open the hole for him, and he'll come sack quarterbacks.
Absolutely.
Okay, sounds good. Watch out, Jalen Hurts. So little switcheroo. You have the Minnesota Vikings going here at 20, and you said that they could get the guy here that they wanted at 14 anyway. So who is that guy again?
I think that's Kwity Paye, edge rusher from Michigan. Like I said, they need a guy to help solidify that defense. Their offense is in a great spot after getting Justin Jefferson last year. And a nice edge rusher can take some pressure off their poor secondary.
Graham, what are your thoughts?
I completely agree. That was flawless analysis.
Okay, 21. Graham, as we know, this is Gavin's old man's destination. So what are they doing to help Carson Wentz out in Indianapolis, Gavin?
Help Carson Wentz out. I think we all saw last year if he doesn't have an offensive line, he's the worst player in the NFL. So they take Tevin Jenkins. He's an offensive tackle from Oklahoma State. He's another bully. He can help solidify that line with Quentin Nelson, and Carson Wentz will be great, unfortunately.
Okay. 22, Tennessee Titans.
Tennessee Titans, they lost Adoree Jackson this year. They lost Logan Ryan last year. I think they have to go Greg Newsome, cornerback out of Northwestern. He's just a great pick for them.
Okay, cool. So just like how the NFL draft takes longer, short, like they expand the draft, we're gonna take another break here real quick to get Graham some action. Graham, is there anything you want to say about the NBA?
The NBA.
Mm-hmm.
The Washington Wizards are gonna make the playoffs.
That's what I thought you wanted to say. Talk to me about the Wizards real quick.
They're gonna get from the play-in tournament. They're gonna get the 8th seed. They're gonna play the Brooklyn Nets, and Russell Westbrook, once again, is gonna have to be Kevin Durant's father. That's
Okay, you heard it here, and we're back to Gavin PA's draft special edition. 23rd, New York Jets.
New York Jets, they grab Alex Leatherwood out of Alabama. They've got a horrific offensive line. They got to get a protector for Zach Wilson. I think pairing up Leatherwood and Mekhi Becton from last year, that's two great bookends on the offensive line that can really help Wilson succeed.
Okay, Pittsburgh Steelers. Big Ben's coming back. He's very wobbly now. He's old and can't really move much. Are they going to help him out, or are they going to go defense here? Defense already pretty strong.
I think they help out Big Ben in a big way by grabbing Najee Harris, the running back out of Alabama. He takes instant pressure off the passing game. He's a every down back. He's a workhorse. I think they could go offensive line, and I really think they should because their offensive line is just not there anymore, and they need someone to protect Big Ben. But I think Najee Harris is a can't-miss guy for them.
He's fire.
Okay.
I fuck with Najee. He's fire.
He's like a Derrick Henry and Alvin Kamara hybrid.
He's good as hell.
Mm-hmm. Jacksonville, their second pick of the first round. Are they going to help out Trevor Lawrence here, or are they going to get focus on defense? You said they have 5 picks in the first 65, right?
Yeah, 5 in the first 65. I think this is my lock of the draft in the later picks. I have them taking Trevon Moehrig out of TCU. He's a safety. He's a ball hawk. He can play strong safety, free safety, do whatever they need. I think he can come in and be a major player for their defense.
Nice. Cleveland Browns, 26. I have them winning the AFC this year. I won't waver on that opinion.
The whole AFC?
The entire AFC?
The entire AFC.
It's a bit bold, but...
Put your money on it.
I'm not putting anything on it. I believe in Nick Chubb, man. He's the guy. If he's healthy, roll Browns.
All right, so at 26, I have them taking defensive tackle Christian Barmore out of Alabama. There's been some concerns about his character. He could slip, but I think pairing up Barmore, Myles Garrett, and Davion Clowney is a dangerous combination for offensive lines in the NFC.
That sounds like an AFC Championship team right there. Okay, Baltimore Ravens, 27.
Baltimore, I have them getting Azeez Ojulari out of Georgia. He's another edge rusher. I think of him more as like a 4-3 outside linebacker that can like drop in coverage, rush the passer, do whatever. But they definitely need another pass rusher to go along with Yannick Ngakoue.
28, New Orleans Saints. They might be in a little rebuild here. What do you think they're doing?
I think they get the steal of the draft here with Caleb Farley, cornerback out of Virginia Tech. People are concerned about, he's got 2 back surgeries in the last couple of years, and he took a year off of football, but I just don't see the issue. He was the top cornerback before the injury concerns came out, and I think they get an absolute steal here.
Nice. That's going to be like me. Don't play for 2 years, come back and snap.
Okay, well, talk your talk.
29, Green Bay Packers.
This is the year that Green Bay finally helps Aaron Rodgers. I'm having them take Kadarius Toney out of Florida, wide receiver. I think he would be a great pair with Devonta Adams. He's a versatile weapon guy. He can do whatever you want, whatever you need. It could very well be Elijah Moore out of Ole Miss, but that's just whatever the Packers, which one they like. They're essentially the same exact player.
So, Graham, do you think an X factor like that at wideout can be what the Packers need to get over the hump to make the Super Bowl run?
Let's see. Well, they just lose in the NFC Championship every year, so I think any player could help them out at this point. They're stuck.
Yeah, so we just need one little boost.
That could be the guy.
Mm-hmm. So 30th, Buffalo Bills. Where are they doing?
Buffalo, I have them taking Joe Tryon. He's an edge rusher out of Washington. He's a guy that's been flying up draft boards, and we all saw in the AFC Championship game, they would have won that game if they could have just rushed Patrick Mahomes, and we saw that rushing Patrick Mahomes works in the Super Bowl. I think they get a guy that can help solidify that defensive line.
That's the most intelligent thing you just ever said, Gavin. That's all you got to do. All right, Baltimore Ravens. They picked 27. They're back at 31. What are they doing?
I've got them grabbing Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota. I think they really need some help at wide receiver. It's been an issue for them for years, and Hollywood Brown just isn't it. I think they get Lamar Jackson some help on offense.
Okay. And our 32nd and final pick we're going to discuss, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They just signed AB to 1 year, $6.5 million today. They're looking like they're going to be really strong next year. What are they going to do to continue strengthening their team?
I have them taking Jason Owe out of Penn State, the edge rusher. I mean, just looking at their defensive line, it's getting up there in age. They got Vita Vea, he's pretty young, but outside of that, Shaq Barrett's 28, Jason Pierre-Paul's in his 30s, and Ndamukong Suh's old. So getting a nice edge rusher that can rotate in this season and take over for some of the older guys in the future would be great for them.
Hey, Adam, thank you for the analysis on the 32 teams. You really carried this episode. And we have 1 minute left. Graham, first, before you send us out, tell us one thing you did good today. Your peak of the day.
It was beautiful out, you know? I just got outside, enjoyed the weather. It was like 85 degrees, you know? I think that's peakable.
All right, Gavin, what about you? What went great for you today?
Not going to lie, today was a pretty average day, but my peak of the week was Monday. I got my second shot of the vaccine, so I'm on my way to being fully vaccinated, so that's exciting.
That's nice. And I'll say my peak of the day was, in 2 days, I can lick concrete again because I'll be fully immunized from COVID-19.
There you go.
Okay, I didn't know where you're going with that, but okay.
So Graham, we probably have like 20 seconds left. Send us out.
Hey, man. We appreciate y'all. We had the next Mel Kiper coming in, talking this stuff, you know? We appreciate everybody watching. All these picks are going to come through. We'll recap them next time. See ya. Oh my God.